Sports Illustrated was my real moment that actually started things. I was here and there booking things, but it was not consistent. Not consistent enough to justify being there that long. But Sports Illustrated opened up, did an open casting call, and I submitted and got it. And it was a whole whirlwind of a process. But that was when everything changed. And it's when I left New York, actually. I moved to LA in the wake of that, because the style of modeling is really different, and how I look and work best as a model fits better in LA. In
the sunshine rather than
blonde
being
bikinis.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense, because New York is more high fashion, right?
Yeah, I always wanted to be like the edgy, cool girl, like
Kate Moss. I'm from the UK. Kate Moss was like everything back home, and Jodie Kidd were like the two.
She was everything here.
Yeah. So that's really interesting. Then you get that, so for people listening then that might see these on Instagram, the random, like, do you submit? Because you know people do their Sports Illustrated thing now. It's usually like an Instagram 1-minute video, right? And then people see it from that, which is easy for Sports Illustrated, because then it's just send me an Instagram video. It's done. What was that process when you did it?
Very different than more recently. The first year, it was the first year they had ever tried this, so we really got the full treatment. It was fun. They really just said, if you can get our attention on social, we'll see ya. And I can't believe I did, but I did. They DM'd me, said, hey, we liked your video, here's the first round, kind of thing. Yeah. So I went out, spent $100 on this leather dress that I was like, or leather skirt, and I was just like, couldn't believe that I'd put 3 digits down on a piece of clothing at the time. I was just like, oh my God. And I show up, I take the train to Brooklyn, just nervous out of my mind. And I show up at this casting and got to sit down that day with MJ, the editor, and with their whole team, and must have done okay, because they called me back. They narrowed it down to like 30 girls, and then again to 12 or 15. They brought that narrowed down to Miami Swim Week, and so we got to walk in the show, and that was also a blast. Got my first like real red carpet experience, and then they did a big surprise reveal FaceTime call. Basically, my best friend Marley, the one who also she's been here through all the things that set me up with Dusty. She like pretended that somebody else was calling. She was like, I think this is for you. And then it was MJ, and she was like, surprise, you're going to be in the magazine. You're going to come shoot in Belize. And so it was just so much fun. Yeah. So fun.
Going through those rounds as that process, like, are you just kind of walking? Like, what is that process to get you through those rounds? What do they have you do?
First round is just show up and do an interview, and really they're watching you the whole time. Can you speak? Can you be an ambassador for the brand? Are you enthusiastic and happy and whatever? And so they're doing like little breakout social media sessions or whatever. But the first one really was come in and impress them in an interview. Sure. The second time through was going to Miami. Can you capture a crowd when you're walking in Swim Week? Like, are you magnetic enough for people to want to watch you? And then I guess after that, it must have just been all the things combined. And it's a lot of a story. Who's a compelling character? Who do people relate to? Right. Yeah.
Is she a normal person and not someone they can relate to? Is the right way to put it, right? Yeah. Is there not someone that's like, I'm never going to be like that person, right? Like this God figure or whatever.
Well, that's the brand.
Unrealistic.
That's the brand even more. All the time is giving real women, real people to look at and aspire to.
Yeah. What was that like? I mean, jumping on a plane to go to Miami feeling? Like, that's probably the first big trip paid gig, right? It
was my first class experience, and I remember just being like, wow, I'm never going back.
I have arrived.
It was awesome.
Champagne?
I was just thing. Like, as all the people walked to the back, like, goodbye.
Hot towel, everything, yeah.
I will take another glass. It was, the whole thing was just, it feels more normal now looking back than it did at the time, because at the time it was like, I'm failing really. I was not succeeding in the modeling world, not even close to the way that I had hoped, dreamed, and it was feeling about like, okay, maybe need to go use that degree. Yeah. And this happened like a slap on the face. It was just all at once, and it was all, they really did roll out the carpet for us. It was Good Morning America interviews. It was like full press tours, and so it was just like buzzy and exciting and everything that I had hoped to feel. I really had dreamt of feeling those feelings, and I didn't quite know how they were going to come out. And Yeah, it felt really like a big check off of my to-do list.
Like this is the reason I got into modeling, was to do this, was to
Absolutely.
travel around, be a part of something bigger than Oklahoma, and really put Oklahoma on the map and represent Oklahoma, but also like, you know, like this is my profession, I'm really good at it, but in a way that's kind of like impactful, right?
Yeah.
Not like just mindlessly walking down, you know, the runway in some piece of clothing that's, you know, like, you know, everyone there's a bad side to the fashion industry. Absolutely. Right? You know, it's not that. It's
because they gave us a platform they really encouraged us to speak on things that matter to us, and they gave us the platforms to do so. So it really gave me a space to help improve the industry. I'm seeing my own, because of women like me in this sphere, and me also getting to, it seems silly to say, like, breaking a mold at such an average, like, female size, but it really has opened doors. It is more normal to start seeing quote unquote mid-size women working, you know, so they really opened up a door for a lot of types of women, but I got to fit in that box of the kind of mid-size space, and I'm getting to work more because I got to open those doors, you know. Right. It's a really cool thing to have gotten to be a part of, and it's wonderful that they let us speak like that, use our voices that much.